I thought that it would be a fun little exercise to do a tarot reading about MetaZoo with the cards. Like, why not, right? What's up, guys? DK here with Collector's Impact, and today we're going to do a very random video. So this is the MetaZoo Seance Tarot card deck that was available exclusively through an eBay sale that MetaZoo ran with them to celebrate, of course, the launch of the Seance set. Originally, this box comes with a complete tarot deck, which is based off of the, now pardon me if I butcher this, but the White, W-A-I-T-E, tarot cards, which is probably the most famous deck of tarot cards. And being the interesting fellow that I am, I of course have one of those decks. So I'll just go ahead and very quickly show you for reference what those cards look like. At least some of them, some of the more famous ones. I mean, obviously you'll just see flipping through them. This is what the cards look like. Very, very iconic tarot cards. So anyway, that's what the MetaZoo cards are based off of. Now, I actually bought this deck off of the secondary market without the actual MetaZoo cards. So it's just the deck by itself, and it was really cheap. I think I got it for like 10 bucks, 10 or $15. And it is the complete deck. It was still sealed and everything. The deck itself and the plastic. Anyway, I thought that it would be a fun little exercise to do a tarot reading about MetaZoo with the cards. Like, why not, right? You know, just for disclaimer purposes, I am not a medium. I am not a tarot reader. I do not do this professionally at all. I am just having fun with this. So if you guys just want to have fun with it too, stick around. If you want to get all serious and say, you're not doing it right, DK, then okay, you know, fine. I'm probably not, but I'm going to be using this reference guide for tarot and the meaning of the cards and all of that kind of stuff, which, of course, being the super nerd that I am, I have actually read this entire book right here, which is a, oh my god, it's so big I can't even get it on in the camera, but it's an Introduction to Tarot by Cassandra B. I have read this entire tome in the past, just for the hell of it, because tarot cards are kind of fascinating. I'll just be honest with you. So yeah, with all that said, again, not a professional, and this is just for fun. So I'm actually going to do my favorite style of tarot reading, which is called the 10 card spread. So yeah, sounds kind of, I think Rudy might like that, giggity 10 card spread. Anyway, so I've got to shuffle these up pretty well. I'm obviously going to edit this down a little bit to save on time. And I did open a box of MetaZoo. I filmed the whole thing. It took 30 minutes because I'm crazy like that. And then it turned out that like the footage was just no good at all. So here I am back at the drawing board with a better setup, and hopefully this picks up well. But I'll probably open another box and maybe do some highlights from the other video, but I am not going to make the audience suffer through that long video where it's basically all out of focus. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. If you're wondering why I haven't done any MetaZoo openings in a while, I actually did. I'm just an idiot and did it wrong, so I'll be back with some more. Let's go ahead and do the tarot reading. So, what I want to ask the tarot cards of MetaZoo is simply, will MetaZoo stand the test of time and actually be a very successful card game moving into the future? By future, I mean the next 5 to 10 years, and by successful, I mean selling well, has a large audience, and the people who hold the original cards, they're actually doing really well from buying and holding the original cards. There. Complicated question, but that's why I'm doing the 10 card spread. So without further ado, let's get to it. Cut the deck, place the cards. Okay. Don't have the most room in the world here, that's for sure. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So we'll just make do with the setup that we have. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, you guys. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, so here we go. So the very first card is the center card that is currently covered up by the second card, obviously. The center card is, boom, the Wheel of Fortune. So the center card represents the present position. So this is where MetaZoo currently stands as a whole, based on my question, in the market today. This is its current position is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is actually very fitting for this, because it basically, as you might guess, it does imply you're spinning the Wheel of Fortune, that this is, it represents changes to come, whether good or bad. It is going to be based around some of the other cards as well, theoretically, but the Wheel of Fortune represents a future moving forward, and it could be really good or it could be really bad. I don't think that there's very much of an in-between, honestly, with the Wheel of Fortune, as it's kind of, you're spinning it for wins and losses, a win or a lose. So that's where MetaZoo is right now. It's in a holding pattern and waiting to move forward. The second card that crosses the Wheel of Fortune is... oh my god. The Eight of Swords. From what I can remember, that's one of the worst cards in the whole deck. So, so what this position means, where it crosses it, it's the nature of the influences or the obstacles that lie just ahead. So the card is crossing MetaZoo that's in the Wheel of Fortune state. This is the obstacle in its way, or what lies ahead immediately. The Eight of Swords. Ooh. Okay, so confirming, it is one of the more bad cards, of course. It represents crisis, conflict, turmoil, bad news, and criticism in this circumstance. So that is in the immediate future for MetaZoo, according to the tarot cards of MetaZoo. Criticism, bad luck. That's the spin of the Wheel of Fortune for the immediate. Now again, that is the immediate future, so we'll cover some other things next. One could simply say that would probably come up the same for Magic, honestly, with the current market. I'm just throwing it out there. Not trying to shill for MetaZoo, just throwing that out there. The market sucks. Card number 3 up here above the scenario down here is the goal or destiny. So this is the ultimate goal or destiny of MetaZoo in this case. So it can represent an actual goal that is achieved. It can also represent an idealistic goal that's set by the company. So that's kind of a, it's kind of vague, as is the case with divination, guys. But, oh my god, it is the Ace of Cups. That's a good one. If that's the ultimate goal and or aim for MetaZoo, which, yeah, goal or destiny. Those are two very different things, in my opinion, okay? Because the goal implies, well, that's what MetaZoo wants to do. The destiny implies it's what will actually happen. The Ace of Cups is definitely one of the more positive cards in the deck. Great abundance, fulfillment, opulence, productiveness, beauty and pleasure, goodness overflowing, as you can see by the chalice, overflowing with goodness. So that is the ultimate destiny and or goal for MetaZoo. So that, what it really tells me is that the company and the people that run it really do care about the game, about the success of the game, about the longevity and health of the game. And if they really set their mind to it, they can achieve their goals. That's going to be my reading of that. Let's go ahead and flip the fourth card. The fourth card is the Six of Swords. Now, what the fourth card does, this is the distant past or the foundation. So this is basically when MetaZoo was starting out, whether just being conceptualized or the very first time that it was put to market, like on Kickstarter. This card represents the beginning, the foundation of MetaZoo. I mean, this is good. I mean, it represents setting out on a journey, obviously there, a trip or journey, and also headstrong attempts to overcome difficulties, which is very true, and their Kickstarter kind of proves that. And then success after much anxiety. So there was a lot of anxiety during the Kickstarter phase, and then there was very much a very great amount of success with MetaZoo in the beginning. So that's a pretty damn accurate card. Next, number 5, this is the recent past. So the very, very recent past. And this is the 4 of Swords. Now, one thing that I don't understand, someone's going to have to explain this to me. I haven't read up on this very much, but the swords in the pictures on these MetaZoo cards, like there's a sword, there's sort of a sword, and then these look like baseball bats. What the hell is up with the baseball bats, and why are they all up in the sword cards? Someone tell me that. Anyway, this is the 4 of Swords from the recent past events. Yeah, it represents respite, rest, solitude, but also a form of exilement and needing to replenish after basically being abandoned. It's retreated a little bit after abandonment is what it signifies. So if you look at the recent past, obviously you have the distant past with the much success after they set out on their journey and everything, and everybody was all hopeful for MetaZoo and stuff. Market crashes and goes crazy, and then boom. People kind of abandon it. MetaZoo has to retreat and replenish itself. It had to lower its print runs for Seance. It had to make some strategic changes due to the market conditions and these recent past events that were affecting it. Card number 6 here is the future influence. So in a broad sense, it's the sphere of influence that's coming into being in the near future. So this is the near future. And this is the 4 of Wands. So based on, also you have to take into account this and this together combined with the Wheel of Fortune to see the very near future picture. So the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands in this circumstance represents newly acquired prosperity, but also tranquility. The company enjoying the fruits of its labors, but resting after strife. So with all of the turmoil, this is like what's happening now to it. It's really, it's rough out there, you guys. But it's basically saying that after the roughness, it will basically get a nice little reprieve and be able to gather energy and survive due to its retreating nature and replenishment soon after the turmoil. That's what that looks like to me. So the 7th card here represents MetaZoo, the company, currently, its state of mind, whereas the first card represents the environment in which MetaZoo is in and the circumstances around it presently. This card represents the actual company as it currently stands. So that's the 8 of Cups. Very, very interesting. Let me look at this. Let's get the artwork in there. Yeah. So the 8 of Cups in this circumstance, it actually represents a discontinuance of the current efforts. Disappointment due to the current circumstances that they find themselves in, and abandonment of previous plans. So obviously I don't know what's going on there, but this card would imply that whatever track they were on, they're changing things. They're modifying and looking at how things are going, and they're trying to adjust right now as we speak for the current market conditions as well as the broader outlook for the game and the company. That's what this implies. The video cut out there. I'm hoping that it got that. So just in case it didn't, I'm hoping that it got this one, but just in case it didn't get this one, the Emperor, this is the 8th card, and it represents the environmental factors on MetaZoo, the environmental influences and factors on MetaZoo and from MetaZoo currently. And it's the Emperor. Basically what this would imply is a lot of power and money. So if that's true, if MetaZoo, basically what this looks like in my readings, especially in combination with this, is that as they're changing their plans and everything, they're not in a bad position financially. According to the cards, it looks like they have a lot of power, a lot of influence, a lot of stability and wealth in order to implement their plans. That's the influence that they have on the company as well as on others involved with or around the company. They're stable. Card number 9 represents the inner emotions. So this would be, I guess, Mike Waddell, and other people at the company who are heavily involved. This is the inner emotions in which they're dealing with at present time. And we got the Four of Cups. Pretty damn cool artwork. But the Four of Cups, so the inner emotions. So for the inner emotions, it represents weariness, aversion, disgust, disappointment, and bitter experiences. And just generally feeling like their wheels are spinning in place, feeling stationary in this period at the company. That's what this signifies. All right, and finally, card number 10. So number 10 represents the final results. So this is basically, with the combination of all that is here, if the more negative things come to pass and they're not properly dealt with during the changing process and all of that, then this would be the result. So this card is influential, very much so, as it's currently what's happening with changes and whatnot. This card is also very important because of after the turmoil, there's a bit of rest. And then this card is also obviously important, as that's the goal or the ultimate destiny of MetaZoo. So the 10th card is the final results based on the reading. And it is the Three of Swords, which is that's not very good, guys. So that's Three of Swords represents sorrow, disappointment, and strife, as well as absence and removal, and desperation, separation and delay. So, that's what that looks. That's what that looks like. In other words, if they don't change their ways, if they're not successful in this. In changing their current direction and their current strategies, the end result will be strife and more hardship for the company. But the ultimate goal and or destiny for the company is abundance and really good times. So you've got two very different scenarios here. The destiny and what will be if they do not change their ways. So I hope that you guys like this reading. Again, I am not a professional. This was obviously just for fun. If you have any feedback or additional things that you see in the cards, feel free to leave them in the comments if you want to. Again, just for fun. So this was... if this is true, if the reading is pretty accurate, then I would like to say that, my 2 cents of things that they can do. Why not? Might as well throw it out there. God, there's way too many, reprints of the cryptids in promo form in all kinds of different products, especially the pin club things. The pin club things kind of drive me crazy, because you're taking, the cryptids that are popular and that people want to open the booster packs for and purchase booster boxes and get the really nice full foil versions of those cards for the collectability and grading and all of that. And then you just release these pin collections, which basically have all of the best cryptids from that expansion available in the pins. I find that kind of strange. I don't know if I'm alone there. Let me know what you think about that. But I really think that kind of dampers it some. The other thing, I guess the gameplay itself is kind of strange. Again, it reminds me of the unsets and whatnot. This product definitely seems to be more for the collectability versus the playing. That's my 2 cents. I've been an avid gamer for my entire life, and it's just the game itself doesn't really stick with you, kind of thing. It doesn't. I don't know. At least for me, I may be alone there. I don't know, but. Improvements to the game overall would be nice. And then aesthetics for the game moving forward. I think that Cryptid Nation is fine the way that it is in terms of this entire block. All the cards looking uniform, having the rather cartoony art and the red borders and all of that. It works for the Cryptid Nation expansions. But I think that moving forward, when they jump out of Cryptid Nation into the next block, my 2 cents would be to switch up the cards quite a lot. Switch up the templates. Obviously make them interchangeable where they can play together. I mean, you can look at things like Magic or Pokemon or any game that has crazy artwork and different template designs, and it's still, you can still use the cards together. So I think that changing up the template design, either removing the red border, making it smaller, or just doing borderless or black border or white border, or maybe even a different color, green or blue, I don't know, but I definitely like black or white or no border, or a smaller red border is just kind of what I'm envisioning for the future sets moving forward. I think that the red border is actually kind of a deterrent. That's just maybe I'm being too nitpicky there. I don't know, but this is just based on my observations of things that are going on in this marketplace and some of the feedback that I've heard and I feel myself. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. What do you guys think? Definitely improved artwork and templates and all of that would be nicer moving forward, making it a little bit more modernized. And I think it would give the older cards some nice added collectability, especially if somehow the second edition and third edition printings were like vastly different looking from the first edition printings, but not to necessarily upstage them for the Cryptid Nation ones. You upstage them with the next expansion. I don't even know. I'm kind of rambling, but yeah, we need some more second and third edition printings and stuff like that, but not to overdo it because the player base is really small, the collector base is really small, and we don't want to cannibalize and or destroy the collectability and value that's already there. They're walking a really fine line with this game and this environment, but they're doing an okay job. They really are. Anyway, that's that's the reading. That's my take on this. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this? Is it stupid? Is it fun? Let me know. Anyway, thanks for coming by and checking out the video. I hope to see you back next time for another one in the near future. Take care.